welcome all to the VanirQuick stream, another FACEIT game for you. Of course, my name is Spectrum, and I am joined today by the French sensation Boomstocks. My guy, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing amazing, very excited for this game, very excited for this cast joined by the amazing Spectrion himself. What an introduction, my man. Really a great joy to be spending the night with you, viewers as well on VanirQuick's channel. What a chance, what a great opportunity that we just got tonight. VanirQuick will be facing YesYes, the French team. Of course, I had to be there. A bunch of great personalities, great individualities, I would say. You told me about Evo before we started the cast today. Actually, he won't be playing tonight and should be replaced by Petit Pigeon, the Belgium prodigy, who is known for his Venture, for his Reaper, for his Junkrat as well. So a bunch of very exotic characters who might give some trouble to VanirQuick tonight.
Yeah, there's always a curveball coming through to upset certain teams. I mean, I feel like, especially here in Europe, we've got a long history of playing really weird strats, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Golden Pants has been dominating the last couple of seasons. We think further back, we've had Yeah, we had Avoided, we had Clockwork Vendetta, and
What's Pixel no? Let me
Ostrix
bring them here, my boys. Ostrix, this kind of people. Yeah, Gurkmeister as well. This guy has been such a personality on Junkrat.
Gurk is still a personality on Junkrat. That guy is nuts. Anytime I see his stream, what a character.
He streams, you're right. What a guy, what a guy. What a guy. And yeah, we do have some great personalities among these two teams tonight. I know that, I mean, Tomix has been kind of the biggest Moira representative for a while now. He's the only one who actually shows up with the character a few times last season at least. I don't know about this season, to be honest, since it's going to be the last time I cast VanirQuick in season 8, I believe. Very excited to see him. I know that we also have Mysterious on the bench, the Saudi Flex support. Also, Eden, who was not on YesYes actually at the beginning of season, is going to be a great addition to the team. I hope so. Kind of struggling, of course, to adapt to this new team who has been like a huge core of friends. Mapsy, Proxies, Kiss Gravity, these kind of people. And yeah, a great challenge for the YesYes, who starting to get better, I would say.
I think we do have map and bans through already, so we won't waste too much time with us yapping. Of course, let's face it. So first map is going to be Control. It's going to be Lijiang.
No big surprise.
Oh wow, people play Lijiang Tower. I'm shocked. I'm so shocked.
I'm so sad. I would love to see some Oasis someday. You know, like even some Busan. I would not complain. I would not complain. But Lijiang Tower, I mean, come on, man. We've seen it like 1,000 times now. I don't know who picked that first map. VanirQuick has picked Lijiang Tower. Okay, it's actually written on the screen. My apologies. But yeah, not very surprising. Pretty convenient, yeah, as you would say. I mean, anything would pick that, and just will be interesting to see what Kurama especially is going to pick as a flex DPS. I know that on this map we do like some Pharah most of the time. I've never seen this character from the Portuguese flex DPS.
Obviously, bans are through as well, and I think it's pretty easy to guess what these bans are through. VanirQuick banning the Reaper, as you mentioned, Petit Pigeon, going to be affecting him more than anything else. Malga is going to be pretty effective into Central Japan's hero pool, but then again, in this current patch, like, I feel like tank bans are just not that great. Like, there's so many tanks who are viable enough. You kind of need to like make sure you shut down the hit scan, make sure you shut down the flex DPS. Everything else is kind of set.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, especially against Central Japan was such a great flexibility, I feel like. He knows Mauga, he knows Diva, he knows Hazard, and he's like very consistent, I would say, on all these characters. Mauga might be revealing a Cat Passion comp from GGS. That's what I would be expecting, because Mauga is so strong, I feel like, against Cat Passion. Might also be an Hazard from Mapsy, something we've seen quite a few times from the Welsh player. But yeah, I mean, as you said, the Reaper ban against Petit Pigeon, just a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, I feel like Cat Bastion, obviously humongous in the East, still taking off in the West, but there's a reason it's being played basically non-stop when we watch the Asia playoffs. The comp is so powerful when you sync up those cycles effectively, when you don't drop your Bastion into 5 people and let them to rot. Like, the ability to have that much raw damage coming from literally any angle is borderline unplayable against. And so
Yeah,
when you are facing it, watch out for if you have a diva defense matrix, especially, and mostly playing around the cover, playing around that cycle, because otherwise you are going to get shut down.
You will, especially against a team that has a great synergy and the ability to attack the enemy team and the priorities targets at the same time. Just only a few teams, to be honest, in Facing Master are actually able to pull this off. I feel like, but I've seen some great things, especially from Ear for Views recently with Erluf on Bastion, who just as though, Bastion meta on Overwatch, not quite usual, but when you have a Bastion one trick by chance on your team, it just gets very, very scary for anyone who dare to face this team, and it just goes really well for them so far. Sadly, not a team that we'll be looking at tonight, but a team that will be playing tonight against Eye Rollers while we're talking right now.
Yeah, I think Hurlif has been waiting for a Bastion meta since probably 2019. So the fact it's come through, he'll take it, absolutely.
I bet.
I do love watching here for views. It feels like when they're on, they're so on. When they have their comp and they're not banned out, then Hurlif just makes miracles. But he plays so aggro on that Bastion sometimes, and he does get killed for it in just the most ridiculous ways possible.
Yeah, and I feel like, it's crazy because I saw his Bastion the other day. I don't remember who they were facing. I think it was Morito, who's kind of struggling at the end of the season. But on Gibraltar, Morito banned Erlus Bastion, and he just had to pull off his Sojourn. It was like, I don't know, it looked like some Diamond player gameplay. It just got me really scared of like what can happen when you're out of your one trick. There is always this joke about what can this guy do when he's not on Tracer, when he's not on Diva, this kind of stuff. But Erluf out of Bastion is just really struggling.
I think we are experiencing some technical issues right now with the lobby, so we'll see if that's sorted out or not. But that's why we were on the pause screen for so long. The bans are, as far as we're aware, relatively locked in, but we do need to get confirmation. I think VanirQuick failed to join the lobby, the way we're seeing it now, so we're waiting to see if it's an actual forfeit or whether it's just FACEIT being kind of strange.
We'll have to see. Quite surprising, because according to the FACEIT website, as you just said, especially right now, GGS will be winning on a 3-0. Mysterious is apparently missing on VanirQuick's side. No Tomix yet. Apparently, a few reasons to be scared. Because we might just have no game tonight at all. That'd be really sad.
Yeah, I would imagine they can have A5 to field. You've got 3 substitutes. This is a quite important game, right? You're trying to shut the door on YesYes. You're trying to get yourself in decent position for playoffs. I do think it's a real possibility that they just weren't able to change their lineup. Sometimes that happens with FACEIT.
I think they did. Actually, that's what's so surprising about it, because per default, I think Tomix is on the lineup, so they moved out Tomix to put Mysterious in. I just think that he had issues joining the lobby, really, or maybe we just do not want to play tonight because it has such a little value because we're already qualified to the playoffs, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, maybe we just CBA.
We've got the qualification. We don't want to play extra. They want to save strats, I guess, for playoffs.
Yeah, maybe that makes sense. Actually, that make a lot of sense to me, at least.
Yeah, we talk about sandbagging, I feel like, more than it actually happens, but there's always a possibility for it to just rear its head, and now a pretty valid time, especially because if you're VanirQuick, your only match left is versus Telesi, if we ignore this current one, and so you really want to be putting your best foot forward against them.
Yeah. Seeding will be important. Seeding will be really important for these playoffs. I know that to some people there is 1-3, out of 2 that is a lot more interesting than the other. But I do not remember what position in the seeding allow you to play there. That's something that maybe has been talked about between the VanirQuick players, or just, obviously between the potential contenders in playoffs. Quite a question of mathematics, I would say. some some math that we have to do on each team. I do not believe, to be fully honest, I do not believe that it's going to be an FF tonight. Just a FACEIT issue, as we say.
Yeah, I think so. But I think let's go to a short break while we get everything figured out behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be back with the match. If not, we'll be able to at least send you guys off good night. We are back. As you can see, no FF here. We're back in lobby, starting on control center. No Malgear here is really going to hurt, but you could say the same about the Reaper. YesYes and VanirQuick will be squaring off in just a second.
And as we expect, Leon Mysterious will be playing tonight as VanirQuick's flex support. Do not pay attention to the overlays that are actually mixed, ladies and gentlemen. VanirQuick will be playing on the red side, while YesYes will be playing on the blue side for this first map of Lijiang Tower. Some Orisa for maps is something that he has shown a few times this season already, and also at LAN, Spectrum during the Gamers Assembly that happened in Poitiers, France. A comp that sadly didn't go so well for them against Rox Hazard, an Hazard that we will be seeing on VanirQuick side, especially played by Santrapan, who's, we know, really good at it.
Naturally. See how passive they're starting out against the Hazard, recognizing that the Orisa on the long fight is probably going to maintain armor a little bit better. VanirQuick kind of got to look for a way in, but they do have to be wary of Petit Vision on that, not one trick perhaps, but that specialist here is so good in the 1v1.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see Max like so low on the Orisa, someone has to keep him alive. Yeah, he has no armor, and we're just letting so much space to VanirQuick, especially to Mysterio taking a very aggressive angle here on the Kiriko. Centralapan pushing Maxi on the gold. A huge cooldown drops here by the Shorisa, while Kurama takes out Proxy instantly, and that basically steals the team fight already. In VanirQuick's advantage, such a great position contesting from this team, really.
They start so wide, do VanirQuick, and YesYes just don't want to take the risk to force them back, and so the Mapsy walks them to the point, taking crossfire from every which way, armor burnt down, eliminated, and of course Kurama able to get into the back and take care of Proxy. And again, Mapsy's taking this walk so aggressive, but losing all the armor to do it.
That's a lot of cooldowns, and taking a beam here between the eyes from Gucci. Of course, the final sheet scan here, making a huge amount of damage on GGS's front line here. Once again, Mapsy absolutely one saved by Proxy, Suzu and the gold that we just used, and Kurama making a killing another time against Proxy, just putting him so low that Centralapan just has to use one left click to take him down. Shata and Twerk Nation, there will all of them just fall after their flex support, and this point should be still kept by VanirQuick here. Such a great resource economy so far, and a great aggressivity from this red team.
Obviously, both teams taking that last fight dry means that all the bells and whistles going to be online in this next fight, but it's buying time for VanirQuick going to be the name in the game. They can get themselves with one fight territory even if they lose this fight.
That's a kissing rush from both sides here, losing Gucci. That's a huge pick. Kurama with the pulse, making it even now. Rodevdi with the beat. And to go further, and to encourage an offense, a counter offense actually from VanirQuick. From Mapsy here, absolutely fade. Sadly, we just lose Perfection, a lot less of mobility than for VanirQuick. GSS taking down Kurama, and maybe there's a T5 we can play for GSS now. Mapsy has some cooldowns to use. Just need to pay attention to Centralapan's to cool down. Petit Pigeon with the offense. Venturul taking down Rodevdi. Number advantage now for GGSS. And Centralapan just falling on that backline. That was a really aggressive offense, and he just got absolutely burnt alive by this GGSS backline.
Yeah, VanirQuick able to get us to one fight territory, 97%, but they do it by throwing the kitchen sink at their opposition. YesYes with an ult advantage, walk back in, find the flip, and still have that lead. And now the override protocol, a huge threat, one they can't just root with downfall.
And here he goes, instantly trying to take out Kurama from the team fight. Somehow he stays alive on the Tracer. Won't be alive too long though, because Petit Pigeon just sees where he went. Catches him, of course, on the rotation here. Number advantage once again from GGSS, and VanirQuick won't give it another try yet, waiting for their Tracer to come back with the 5v5 offense on next team fight.
Yeah, I mean, venture into the Tracer just feels absolutely terrible for the Tracer. You play even a centimeter too close and you get one shot. Kurama finds out the hard way, but at least VQ will be able to grab
missed the spear. They missed, yeah, but the kicking rush will be enough for GGSS to win, and might be able to take a great option to maybe winning that first map of Legion Tower. 60% already. Yes, they do not have... They're not able to allow themselves to lose any team fight now. And VanirQuick is going to come back with a great amount of ultimates, especially that kill rush from Mysterio, which we cannot contest anymore because we just lose Proxy's one.
A lot of pressure on Mapsy to have that Terra Surge find value. Hit too out early though. See what it does.
Nice Terra Surge from Mapsy here with the beat as well. Pull down from Centralapan. We can catch Twerk Nation and saved by the Suzu. Amazing timing here for Proxy. While Rodevdi is taken down by Mapsy. Great offense, even though we lose Petit Pigeon. Nice pick by Gucci. Can we keep this Sojourn alive? A huge amount of firepower if we can. With the overclock coming in very soon, Centralapan is so wild. We need to counter-attack now for VanirQuick, and Gucci will be leading this offense. Trying to can down Proxy. Nicely saved by this corner. We can see that Kiriko so much secure that he is somehow able to take out the final sheet scan here. Overtime for both teams. Whoever wins this team fight is going to win the map.
I have no idea how Proxy lived there, but it's so convenient that the Kiri does. No sustainability would be a death sentence, but the beat is going to give VanirQuick an excess of it. Tectonic shock for the response. Nobody caught it yet, but Mysterious is on the top and got Petit Pigeon so deep.
Yeah, and he's forcing Gucci back. Just use the slide, and we can see Centralapan absolutely one on that one, somehow kept alive. is Kiriko mysterious here? Mapsy will be the first one dying, but that overdive protocol from Shatan might be a huge threat, as you said earlier. Spectrion taking out Gucci, but with no tank, there's not any ability to actually contest that space. He gets booped out by Rodepi, and that's a huge move here from the Portuguese main support, almost sealing this team fight already.
The respawns though is so impactful, even though it's still control of the points of VanirQuick. They have to give them respect. They have to pull off from the beat and the sound barrier. And so it's now Central Alpha who's dead, and yes, he's in the lead.
Yes, they are. Fate pulse from Kurama somehow takes out Mapsy. He just walks in there, and that death from Shatan will be taking out Gucci. Petit Pigeon takes down Rod FD on that map. That point will be capped by YesYes somehow. Spectrion, Mapsy with the Doomfist. He just came back so fast here, and Twerk Nation will be restarting his computer, I believe. But what a first point already.
I mean,
unbelievable.
99-0. I thought it'd be relatively, one and done for VQ, but that's not what happens at all.
Man,
yes, it was the full reverse sweep, and I had crazy respawns coming through. The follow-up just not there. The ult cycle so convenient as well for YesYes. Those are balls any later, then they just lose that straight up.
When I saw Mapsy on the Orisa dying in the middle of the point, and quite early in that team fight, somehow VanirQuick is just not able to pursue the offense, pursue the killing spree that we already started. And yeah, just this team fight is absolutely horrendous here from VanirQuick. If we're being honest, we just took a huge lead so fast and somehow not able to bring it home, as some British people would say. Well, Spectrion, let's hope that they can do better for the next point. It was a great start. I mean, a very great start actually for that point. What happened?
Yeah, entertaining as all hell, obviously. But I think when it's VQ at like the 60+% kind of level, then I said they can get it to overtime, they can get it to last fight territory. That they could, but they use like 4 ultimates to do it in a losing fight. And it just puts their ults like so far behind, and then YesYes wins so many fights on good economy that by the time we get to, the 99-99 fight, the time where normally, then it's the team who got there first, who's got the better economy. It's just not the case. They have to battle from behind. Cat Bastion out already. Rod and Gucci sending it all the way around left side. See if YesYes expect this.
I do not think so. Mapsy coming in on the Orisa might switch on a Diva later in the game. And here with the Moga. I mean, who can actually take down that Cat Bastion comp? I do not really know. Shatan has to do huge work on the Umbrella. Look at him! He's back to Proxy! What is that, as you said? A Formula 1 kind of stuff here that we just witnessed. It went like so fast. What just happened? I was not ready for it. Gucci here. The flying Finnish tank. A Finnish Passion actually taking down Proxy out of the team fight. That's such an important target that we just got here. That Cat Bastion comp working so well somehow for VanirQuick. And we can already see Mapsy just falling back into the spawns, walking back into there, and VanirQuick now able to set up a great defense, hopefully.
It's like if you gave a 24-hour Le Mans car a gasoline gun, nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Just exploded instantly, and now making us all over to the diva, as you mentioned, you need the Matrix, else you're just going to get punished once more.
Petit Pigeon, we're going really deep in that backline already. Now we really want to take out Proxy after out of the team fight. Emre with Shatan is going to be the next target here. Gucci's down, but we still have enough firepower to seal the deal on VanirQuick's side. Mapsy trying to go away, to save his own life here, saved by Proxy. Nice Suzu here from the French flag support, but not enough to save his own life, I believe. Kurama will be punching his face like Muhammad Ali here. Just keeping that point alive for VanirQuick.
Well, like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Sting though this time not lethal, just onto the tank, but still great pressure. The Venture has to give some respect, and YesYes been absolutely smacked so far.
Kurama is doing a great job also at matching Petit Pigeon's offense here, keeping Mysterious alive on the Kiriko. Like every time we're doing such a good job on this Bastion now with the pair. It's going to be such a challenge to go through in that choke, especially Mapsy has to go further. Petit Pigeon catched by Kurama here. Great flex DPS difference, I would say, for VanirQuick now. Petit Pigeon struggling so much against that VanirQuick team. And Gucci, once again, he got the shift and he's going to absolutely burn alive Mapsy, forcing a bomb on that D.Va, forcing a remake. What? Proxy maybe used Kitsune Rush a bit too early, I would say.
Oh no, not if they get that kill to Gucci. Long range shooting with that and gets a numbers advantage. Mysterious response to the Kitsune of its own. You are 4v4. So many ultimates being popped. Catnap, override protocol. Nobody yet fallen, but at 99%, YesYes need to find the win.
Yeah, YesYes is fun with recognition, lacking a huge amount of mobility, I would say. No backline anymore, no shutdown. Once again, VanirQuick can seal the deal. They still have a huge amount of resources here to make sure they do not lose any more percentages and just make it even on that Legion Tower. Mapsy is down. Petit Pigeon trying to do something with that tectonic waves. Nothing much he can do really except taking that Gucci. 1-1 on Legion Tower. What a point, really. If the last one was really close, this one has been absolutely one-sided.
Shoes definitely on the other foot now. VanirQuick, once they have access to the Cat Bash and comp, just run away with it, to be honest. Obviously, map geometry just not there on Control Center. But when you have these open high grounds, and you have not a lot of inside buildings you can take cover in, you're just going to take 1 million damage and die. There's no reason for them to swap off it here. It's probably even better on Gardens. YesYes need a solution. Petit Vision, May's cool. You've got the ice block at the least, but like, will it stop you from dying to Gucci? I'm not quite sure it does.
Not quite sure either, to be honest. I mean, he has a great aim, to be honest, but will it be enough? Against Central Japan's D.Va, it's a great option for sure. Mapsy on the Ramatra as well. That's an idea, but as you said, will be hard to stay alive. Even with that Nemesis, with this block that we have on the character, and this huge amount of armor as well. Will it be enough? I'm quite surprised that the D.Va didn't work as much as expected. Spectrion here. Just Kurama making a great job also at matching. Petit Pigeon will be harder here for the Portuguese DPS.
See how the attempt goes. Just put the pressure onto the Central Japan. Just boosts into the air. And point positioning taken first for YesYes. See how long it takes for VQ to crack them off though, as they're going to start taking angles from every which way.
That's a great shield here. Oh, a huge vortex from Mapsy! Just bringing down Gucci. What a peak! The core of that VanirQuick comp just popped out of that third point here. Thanks to that Ramatra, which makes a lot more of sense just now. That vortex might be the YesYes win condition.
It really might be. That's what it was designed for. The ability hasn't been used as such in a hot second though, and even though VQ is still around with no Bastion, it just doesn't have the same amount of teeth. Respawns there from Gucci, but without the cat to sync it up, it's just not the same. Eden's dead. Gucci does get the one. Blizzard from Petit Pigeon though could be huge.
That was a huge one, and Rodevi taken down by Proxy. What a match this guy is doing right now. We have been struggling a lot with YesYes so far, but tonight against VanirQuick is absolutely transcending himself. Really, and Shata now with the override protocol not able to take out Gucci from that team fight. Kitsune Rush used by Proxy on that point. Really, Gucci here saved by Rodevi with the cats. Chatan is down. Bombing not very effective here, while Kurama is doing such a huge killing spree on the side of that point. That bit won't be enough to keep YesYes alive. I'm quite scared of it. Petit Pigeon still has a Blizzard to use.
Catnap through. Petit Pigeon no chance to use that Blizzard. And after all that pandemonium on the point, 64% is what YesYes can say they've got at the end. A fantastic start, but now they've got to attack into this comp. And obviously Central Japan made that swap over to the hands long ago. That's going to be probably a little bit harder, just a straight up brawl than the D.Va, right? Defense Matrix obviously doesn't block the freeze, but the Jagged block absolutely does.
That's such a great angle from Gucci on that Bastion. Hook back down again, and Petit Pigeon just saw his whole life before his eyes here. On this pumping, it's going to be so hard to dodge. We just have to accept this huge amount of damage here from the Bastion. Everyone's alive on both sides. Nice diving.
Oh, nice.
From Central Japan taking that Quack Nation, forcing Mapsy Annihilation. Satan is so one as well on the Emery. Takedown. Thanks to that pulldown from Hazard, from Central Japan. Mapsy able to make it kind of even, but it's a 4 versus 2 here.
Yeah, Mapsy takes the reset.
Advantage, he has to, yeah.
A huge downpour by Centralapan, by the way. Recognizing he was going to die, recognizing it could have got sort of close. Throws it, catches 2. One just dies, the ultimate, the other one. Kurama shows up and collects the easy 1 clip, and so now tied in point percentage. VanirQuick in the lead. Kitsune Rush on the cards. YesYes might have this map slip through their fingers.
What can you do against this cat bash? And that's the question I'm asking myself right now. Nice spear from Mapsi. Not doing anything really here. Kurama taking out Shata, and that's a great pick here because now Gucci's basically free to do whatever he wants on the Bashan. This Kitsune Rush allows YesYes to go on that point. Nice Blizzard here from Petit Pigeon. Can we stuck anyone? We just stuck Centralapan. There might be something we can do with that tip fight, but Gucci just denies it, declines it. Simon declines. And great ult from Petit Pigeon, but not enough to seal the deal in that team fight. Overall protocol for Shatan. Last hope for the YesYes. Won't be lasting more than 2 seconds here. Spectrion, and that's a win for VanirQuick on Legion Tower.
Listen, we were made to wait for that map, right? We had some technical issues, we had a long veto, but when we get in, it was worth every bloody second. So back and forth, so entertaining. When all is said and done, yeah, it's a map for VanirQuick, but YesYes show that this game is about as close as we expected it would be, and that is no bad thing at all. Petit Pigeon as well, going to have that Reaper back, and I think that in of itself is going to be a huge threat for VQ.
A huge threat, but once again, that cat bash comp is going to be such a problem because I do not think that the Reaper can like change anything about it. To be fully honest, what can YesYes can potentially do? We saw that the Diva didn't work for Mapsi against Centralapan, especially that Ramatra was a great idea, I believe, but somehow we're just not able to once again seal the deal, as I would say. Proxy has been doing a great map. That's the good side for YesYes. I think that keeping himself alive, getting some entry picks, that had such a huge value on that first point, especially. But yeah, when it came to Gucci and Rod FD on that cat bash and comp, there was nothing else. With no answer basically from YesYes.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, like your hit scan somewhat checks it. Your tank gives them enough resources to stay alive. But we saw they tried that when they were on Night Market. It didn't work at all. So instead, they try just force tank trade onto Centralapan. But all Centralapan has to do is not play their game, basically. Check out. Just chill. Wait for them to come to you. And in the meanwhile, your Bastion's found a bunch of value. By the way, map pick has come through. YesYes made a pretty strong choice, in my opinion.
That's a good one. I do like it, yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna spoil it before we get the graphic up. It's gonna be Atlas. I feel like the map geometry is just so much better for the Cat Bastion.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, going to be really tough for VanirQuick to actually make that Cat Bastion comp work. As you just said, and what's amazing with that map pick for YesYes is that they do not have to ban either Jetpack Cat or Passion. They can keep it for a later map, and that's such a great news for this franchise, really, because I mean that's a card that we can keep in our pocket. At least great map. I do think that YesYes, especially Petit Pigeon, can do an absolute killing here. We've seen him, especially with Team Belgium, actually against Team Turkey, I believe, in that show match they had, where he just like forbid Lethal to do anything on the EMEA. I think that might be the plan. We do want to put Petit Pigeon in the best context possible, character-wise, comp-wise, everything, and tempo-wise as well. This we'll have to see a bit later when we actually get into the map. Hazard could be expected from map C. The map will be really important. The ban will be really important. I do not really know what we can try to do. Maybe a Tracer ban. That's what I can see, to be honest, Spectrion. What do you think?
Yes. I feel like a Tracer ban is very valid for
Kurama
VQ.
has been so valuable.
Yeah, Kurama's crazy. If I'm VQ, I feel like the Orisa is a very valid ban as well. I feel like it's annoying for you to play into, especially because like Centralapan won't be able to interact, just play like the tank matchup, because he has to focus on killing squishies before the Orisa goes down. And as well, Spear on engages is so frustrating. So we'll see what the bans actually are once we give a second for the lineups to finalize. But I would be pretty surprised if we saw much variation from that.
Yeah. Fully agree. Fully agreed with this analyze. So yeah, Tracer, Orisa. I do like the Orisa ban. Actually, great idea from you, Spiritual. You're not a color caster for no reason. I do like it a lot, especially on that Atlas map, as you said. And that's okay. This passion ban is so surprising to me.
Yeah, same. It
Makes
feels a
no
little bit
sense.
like
Why
redundant. Like
Atlas?
if you're
Yeah,
gonna go to a map where you can't really play Cat Bastion that effectively, at least on some of the points, then banning it as well feels like overkill, right? You could have spread it
it
out. You could
really
have had a
is.
series where you had 3 maps where you couldn't play Cat Bastion, instead it reduced to just 2. See if it blows up in their face or not, as VQ go for a very standard ban. They take care of the Orisa. It's going to be easier for Central Lapan to play the game. That's always an issue with VQ.
Definitely. Definitely such a great ban here for VanirQuick. I mean, as we saw on that first Legion Tower point, the Orisa from Mapsy has been struggling at the beginning, but when he actually makes himself able to set up into the team fights, he stays alive and he gives so much space to that team. That's where his value actually lasted. Yeah, great ban for VanirQuick. Kinda unexplainable ban for YesYes here. We just got traumatized by Gucci.
To be fair, if Gucci did that to me, I'd do everything in my power to stop it from happening again. That was a power performance from the man.
I get that.
This time, not possible. Mapsy is going to be on the Ramacha Pigeon on the Reaper that was previously banned out. Gucci, however, on the Cassidy. Great at shutting down flankers.
Yeah, the Reaper will be interesting. I mean, the Cassidy actually from Gucci, I didn't see him that much in the finish. Finish Itska here took down by proxy, was doing such an amazing match so far. And so Tralapan just joining Mysterious here. The team fight is already over. Apparently, nicely, maybe he's a bit too early from proxy, able to stay alive just for a bit more before getting picked up by Kurama on the Tracer, who's once again getting such a great value.
No way he gets another.
Able to make a killing. He might. He was so close from taking Petit Pigeon out.
I thought he was going to blink in and chase the kill, to be honest. This is the problem with
Yeah,
Cassidy,
he
though.
could
He's
have,
the most vulnerable to hit scan. You have no escape cooldown. You've got no instant survivability. And so if people want you dead, you're going to be dead. Finds that out the hard way. Squares up once more. Don't they get any stoppers yet, but he's got to live longer.
I feel like the Sojourn will be better overall in that YesYes comp. I don't really know why we're sticking on the Cassidy. Against the Reaper, I think that Sojourn is just, I mean, as you said, less vulnerable thanks to that slide. Against a TP, just overall better. Near Kurama, no one can stop that Tracer. Petit Pigeon trying to get an angle here. Once again, he's all alone and so far for every possible target he can get. That's a great offensive. Fade flash from Gucci, nicely faded by Petit Pigeon. They took down actually by Gucci on the Cassidy. Maybe this cast makes more sense now, because we just lost the number advantage thanks to Mapsy on the Nemesis. This point got flipped by VanirQuick. I apologize. But that lead from YesYes is going to be really hard to take over.
Yeah, it seems like the game plan is just to try and gank Gucci. VanirQuick do their best to keep him alive, but he does trade out, keep it positive. Still fights going on, and both teams have lost to flip back the other way before VanirQuick could eclipse the lead. YesYes coming up, all Central Lab had a small window to punish.
That's a great Kitsune rush. I feel like just Travan going in. Nice block though. Maybe minimize that profit. Mysterious to down by Stan on the nade here. The Polish Itska making a great difference. Nice burst though from Kurama once again, making a huge difference on that side of the map.
Oh my god!
Ooh, that's a nice nade again from Shatan here, taking 2 people down in that team fight, and Mapsy just sealing the deal on Central Lapan with that Nemesis. We're able to keep the annihilation, keep the override protocol, keep that just blocked on. We have such huge value, potential value on these ultimates. I mean, all of that comp from YesYes has the ability to change the team fight fate, really.
Absolutely, huge tools you've got. All of them VanirQuick have to be worried about. You've got a Deadeye to counteract it. It's just not the same, and Gucci's been dying first in so many of these fights.
Oh, nice beat here from Rodevi. We did need that one to keep Gucci alive, and that might have been a bit overkill, as you said before. From Mapsy with the annihilation shot and with the right protocol might be a bit too overkill as well, even though we're able to take out Rodevi. But no, without a tank, without Mapsy on the ramp, this team fight is just not winnable. I'm scared for YesYes using a lot a huge amount of resources. Really, once again, only keeping that Death Blossom in there. A Death Blossom which is really counterable actually with a Suzu, with a Flash. I mean, all of that making it potentially pretty weak against that VanirQuick comp. We'll have to see. We'll have to see because this guy can be really tricky sometimes.
Yeah, there's always a window, there's always a possibility, and if anyone can find it, well, players on your screen now. Swinging left side is YesYes, trying to take the space for Zatan to find individual value. DQ though, playing for their kids and playing for an early pick like that.
That's a huge pick here from Gucci, just taking down the priority target, I would say. Once again, Petit Pigeon with that solely, that only ultimate that we have on YesYes side. Now, Mapsy is also out of the team fight, taken down by Mysterious. On that point, should really be carried by VanirQuick. No actual contest, I feel like, from YesYes. I do not feel like we had any team fight in that second round.
No, they kind of got exploded before they actually had a chance to reach there.
Won't be able to touch at all.
Eden tries, man, but he just dies insta. Tied 1-1 here. VQ restabilize and maybe back in the driver's seat now as 4 ults to 3 are going to have a pretty nice advantage in this next point.
Mapsy going on the ass, that's not something I noticed before, but yeah, maybe do not feel too comfortable enough on the previous character we had. Kurama takedown from by Nation. Now it's 1-for-1. We both lost our flex DPS, but once again Centralapa making the best of that fight, of that tank fight he can get against Mapsy. Without a tank, this point is once again going to be in VanirQuick's hands. And these hands are really hard to steal from, you know. Like, as you said before, a huge economy from VanirQuick for almost 5 ultimates because Roded this beat is just being charged so fast. Kurama on the pulse taking down Nation. We just lost the Tracer though, but no firepower anymore for YesYes as we just lost the Emre from Shatan. It's a rush on both sides. Can we do anything about it on YesYes? I do not think so. That's just a trade, and that trade, in my opinion, is at VanirQuick's advantage.
Vision tries to blossom, but it doesn't work out. He does get the one on Taguchi at least, but the route is going to stop any of his team pushing forward. Bitsu from both sides. Zatan active with the override protocol. Nobody falling just yet, but Mysterious goes bloody close to it. Friends, in the end, keeps him standing. The pressure on to Zatan comes through. Kurama with the final blow, but Vision with the flip.
Yeah, a nice flip here, but I mean, just a matter of time before VanirQuick just takes that point back, because, I mean, they own it. They really own it so far, Spectrion. The last 2 points, it has been no contestation, really, for YesYes. Just kind of disappointing so far. We can try something with the downpour, nothing to actually counter it on VanirQuick's side, except that Suzu from Mysterious just used, and we won't be able to actually catch anyone but RodFD. Lucio tried here, but YesYes, they just look at the health bar so low, all of them. Mapsy taking out Gucci from the team fight. We still have Foxy to try to keep everyone alive, keep that Hazard alive. Centralapa is absolutely one, trying to stick with the block. Won't be enough, sadly, to survive from that side from Mapsy here, but just all coming back on VanirQuick, all coming back faster. Roded on the Lu, Kurama on the Tracer on that point will be capped by VanirQuick. 1 point before they win the map and take a huge lead after at least.
Great job there from Mapsy to take care of Centralapa, but not able to finish out the clutch tracers there. And yeah, you mentioned they take this one flash when they're up 2-0. After how close this actual maps have been, it would feel kind of unfair, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. Colstrom to make it crumble much faster, but Kurama blows up a door frame.
That's a ballsy one. That was a ballsy one. Mapsy out. Thanks to Centralapa. He just went so far. Once again, the Welsh tongue just losing in mind on the eyes, I feel like, while Kurama 1v1's proxy wins it pretty obviously. I mean, this Portuguese FlexiB has just got so much confidence so far on the Tracer. No one's trying to match him in any way. He's just allowed to do whatever he wants, and what he wants, Spectrion, definitely is blood.
Most definitely. One of the problems with playing Reaper here is that you just can't mark the Tracer, so Kurama can go wherever he wants. As long as the Vision doesn't land the one shot, then Tracer's so free. Reaper in, so in, but nobody's dead just yet.
So Kapan kinda lost here. Down to not really effective, not gonna lie. Petit Pigeon once again going in and getting catched by both Gucci and Centralapa. No Reaper anymore for YesYes. Lack of firepower now. Proxy is the next target for the Swedish tongue here. And Gucci trying, of course, to make his difference with the new. Nicely catched by Mapsi. Downpour just ended up in front of the wolf. So Tralapan trying to do his best out of this team fight now. Time to come back home, really. Nothing else we can do about it. Petit Pigeon is back. Shatan is armed and dangerous on the Emre. And this point will be absolutely capped by YesYes. They will be able to actually form a defense here with a great amount of resources. Let's say it this way.
Yeah, I think they also have time to touch should VanirQuick find the flip, but still. With the pressure on them, still ult economy in their favor. VQ need a pulse pick early on, and it's time to cleanse.
Just move over a protocol. Once again, forcing the beat on both sides. The Pigeon with the death buff might be able to be used in the second place here. Nice TP. He's really deep. He's really deep, forcing us on Mysterious. He's out! Proxy once again taking that entry pick, so important, and Petit Pigeon just applying so much damages on what's left of VanirQuick here. That point should be capped by YesYes. Fully capped, fully sealed. After that pick on Kurama, no one should be able to touch it. That tracer was so important for VanirQuick to get that last content potentially. Now, we just use so many resources on YesYes. I mean, beat from both sides. Override protocol for Shatan, death button for Petit Pigeon. VanirQuick will be able to come back really strong into this last point.
Yeah, VanirQuick, a huge advance heading into the final flashpoint here of Atlas. Still, YesYes have been able to come back from behind before. Petit Pigeon, though, is going to have to stay alive. Krama ensures,
nice pick,
whoa, it's an easy melee, and VQ, such a strong start.
Really easy one, yeah, as you said. Melee just catching Petit Pigeon out of the fade. A number advantage once again for VanirQuick. Able to take those first percentages that just allows so much confidence from them so far. Even though YesYes is going to come back with that foot rush, trying to contest that point, even though Petit Pigeon is not there yet. Noon from Gucci. Actually, Petit Pigeon is there already, and he's going to be catched by Gucci's on the Noon here. If it was not the Noon, he would have been Centralapan anyway. He just had to run away for his life. No big chances. The Swedish tag just going so far here. The first fade by Kurama. Summer Proxy walks in there. And Shatan is once again. Kurama on the tracer. Absolutely mind-blowing here. Taking 3 YesYes players out of the team fight. Mapsi, only one alive. Just joined by Petit Pigeon just now. It's a 2 versus 3 that's happening now on VanirQuick's advantage. Petit Pigeon just running for his life. Mapsi might get delayed here. We do need to take that as of we will do. And now it's going to be such a tough touch for YesYes.
Your Haz is going to be back so late. You will probably have a touch, but your fight is going to kind of suck.
We have to come Doomfist.
Have to be looking for an early contest here. They need to get early picks, but
that's a big one. That's a big one.
To beat.
That's a huge one. Yes, as you said, 91%. It was the win condition all by himself. Now Shatan with the override protocol, nothing else at the downpour. Able to counter. He just killed himself. No way. No way he would do that. Say he was supposed to be the hero for YesYes, and they will be able, to cap that point. Kurama is down. Somehow, how did they win that team fight?
So your Rod is dead early, so you're 4v5. Yeah. VanirQuick then kind of just stop throwing ults in for some reason. They use their pulse and their downpour both, but they're walking back up so early. Beat engaged from Eden, but Rod just
on both sides. Petit Pigeon has to use now. We just lost Mapsi. We need to take down some people, and he's going to be absolutely chased down by Centralapan on the Az. Gucci will also be putting the perfect silver bullet on Petit Pigeon. VanirQuick winning that such important map. Spectrion at least was a great map against what VanirQuick has been playing really well on Legend Tower. And that Bastion ban as well from YesYes might have been a huge mistake from the French org.
Yeah, I think they banned something that wasn't that likely to be played anyhow, and because of that, VanirQuick, I mean, obviously they're a great Cat Bastion team, but they're also just a great team, so rather than hurting one leg of the play, you ban out, for example, the Tracer, your DPS are free, you've got your Reaper, you've got your Emre, you're happy. You go towards the Bastion, it doesn't work out, now you're heading into map 3, and a longer series, where you're going to have to play against Bastion. So I do think they've shot themselves in the foot here a little bit. I feel like this is probably one of the less good bans of FACEIT League, and because of that, a series that I think could easily go to 5, I might see consigned to just a 3-0 here if VQ are able to lock the door on this one.
Yeah, also one performance I would like to highlight here is YesYes on the Cassidy. I mean, I've been adopting this guy. I mean, not this guy, but the character pick. Of course, we've been adopting it together. Quite surprising, especially knowing that he knows how to play Sojourn. He does play the character pretty well, actually, as we saw on Legion Tour. But he has been so important here with that Cassidy, always getting some great space with the Noon, just forcing GGSS out of some very important positions. And yeah, just making the difference happen as much as he could on Kurama. I mean, as we said, this guy on Tracer is just unstoppable, and I do believe that, once again, GGSS should take him out.
But,
just take him out.
The problem is they also have to ban Cat Bastion, so...
Yeah, they do, but depending on the map, we still have the ban on the map pick, you know? So maybe we just do not do the same mistake as we done. At least do not ban Cat on, like, I don't know, Nugent City.
Nonsense, yeah.
That might have been the kind of map I'm thinking about. What if?
Wait and see. Well, in fact,
we'll have to wait and see.
Do we have the map ready? Let's see if we can throw it up or not. Yep, there we go. Runasapi going to be the pick. I get that there's not a lot of fantastic Cat Bastion that counters.
Actually,
but it feels like now you're gonna have to ban the Cat.
We just played Flashpoint. There's no Dungeon City.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's not that many maps we can play against. I mean, I would like forbid Cat Bastion comp, Runasapi. We do have to ban the Cat now, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And that means you can't ban the Tracer, which has just done that to you. I mean, we just saw absolute Thanos level performance coming through. And that's something we have to be terrified of. Runasapi, obviously Emre ban.
Really good
Pretty standard. You're not playing Emre. They play Emre. Especially the Ultimate Override Protocol is insanely valuable. And so taking that one off the cards entirely, you'll be so happy for.
Yeah, this one makes a lot of sense. As you just said, Gucci doesn't play the character. Shatan only played the character so far, even though we know that he has a Sojourn. With that clutch factor, that's why I like a lot with that Sojourn on Shatan. He can change a team fight by himself. He just needs, that confidence that Nitz can have sometimes. Gucci has that kind of confidence so far. Kurama has that kind of confidence as well. That's not something that we've been really seeing so far from Chatham, especially after Legion Tower, who obviously has been really struggling against the Cat Bastion, and apparently will be going in another Reaper comp for GGSS. So most importantly, a Norisa from Mapsy against Central Japan as kind of reminding us about that first point on Legion Tower. I would say, I think it's almost the same comps from that first point.
That it is. Just remember how that worked out.
Close win for Petit Pigeon Reaper.
But I don't know. Soldier's going to be a little bit different, obviously, than the Emre. Your raw damage a little bit worse. Your pick potential a little bit better. So make sure our squishies aren't going for these hyper aggro peaks. Central Lapan, however, is go much more free. And a player of his caliber who's been, world class on has for 3-4 basically seasons, you've got to be scared about that.
And we're taking out Gucci already, thanks to Mapsy here on the great offense, also bringing Central Japan so far from any potential healing, any potential help, really. Well, we're sadly getting traded. Oh, DPS lineup here. This team can go anyway now with RodFD being so aggressive on the Lu and trying to get matched by Twerkation. He will be picked up once again by Mapsy, doing such a great job on the Orisa. Foxy needs to stay alive. He won't stay alive. Kurama somehow making a killing once again. And this team fight is not over yet because Central Japan already back on the Diva.
I genuinely don't think there's a fight where Kurama hasn't killed at least one person. Gets his exit, makes it so much easier for VQ to walk up. They got the first progress after they lose the first pick. Gucci dives to air, and they're still the ones increasing the distance. Yes, keep it the same, but there's nothing they can really do in a situation like this. Just gotta wait till the cuts that swing the corner, they can begin to punish.
Using the fade already. Something that's a great position ability from Mapsy here with the spear on Gucci. Once again, we do want to take that firepower out of VanirQuick. Gucci making that fire burst peak actually by taking out Shatan now. The angles are owned by VanirQuick, even though Twerk Nation takes out Kurama on the Tracer. Kitsune Rush to force that team fight. It does VanirQuick's advantage. We're able to force that Terracer. That's such a mistake from Mapsy. I feel like there was no value we could get from it. I mean, what can we do now? Mapsy maybe should switch. He will go on a Diva. I was expecting a Zarya to be fully honest, or maybe a Ramatra. But here we go on that Diva mirror, which was definitely at Central Japan advantage earlier on the Junk Tower.
Yeah, and I feel like the Tracer versus the Reaper as well, it's so much more valuable in the Diva mirror. You can control the wide space so much better. You don't have to take the 1v1 with your opposite number. Beat engage the E.
Where is he going?
Ruud can't respond though.
That's a nice bit from Twerk Nation. Kind of a very defensive one, really, because there's no space for going to get out of it. Even though we're able to take Gucci out once again, it seems like Gucci is the priority target for YesYes so far. We're really trying to involve as much cooldowns as possible on that Sojourner. I mean, it almost worked on that first team fight. It definitely did on that last one. And we now have some resources we can count on for YesYes, especially that overcooked for Shatan.
I think Gucci was kind of an instant even when he played Flex DPS. Now he's on hit scan, it's so much more punishable. You might as well try it. That time, great ult track from YesYes. If their opponents have beat there, if Rod has it, then they get rebeated and they get exploded. Because they don't. Just a fight win, taken guaranteed. Now VQ, the one with the unmirrored beat. YesYes need to make sure the same thing doesn't happen to them.
Petit Pigeon has to stay alive here. Overclock on both sides. Rod FD going with the beat. Sadly, Gucci won't be able to enjoy it, and Shatan is taken down by Central Alpine. Nicely done here. Kitsune Rush absolutely played in order to potentially counter Rod FD's beats. It was a great idea, and Gucci maybe going a bit too far with that slide here, facing Petit Pigeon the Reaper. Both of them will make it out alive. Roxy won't. Sadly, Mapsy absolutely won now. Absolutely still that fight. Kurama still that fight. Actually, he's doing such an amazing job on the Tracer once again. Like, you cannot allow this guy to play this character.
I gotta agree with that, man. Kurama, I mean, what a series he's had, just non-stop. And also, Gucci highlighting exactly what I was saying about the inting. Just slides up next to Reaper, hope he doesn't get 2 taps. Lucky he doesn't.
I got this.
He should have died for that, though. It is stuff like that.
He should have.
Such a piece of famine player.
I think Petit Pigeon got surprised just as is, really, because like, that's not supposed to happen. Petit Pigeon going really deep here, faded instantly, was so close from getting beat by Gucci, and he's going to be absolutely chased here. The Belgian prodigy, absolutely bamboozled by Gucci and the band here. Now, on Renasapi, we do know that this part of the map is the hardest to actually go through. But we have so much resources and we have so much confidence, especially against that YesYes comp, who has nothing except that potential beat from Twerk Nation. Shatan, nice beat here on Kurama. Finally a team fight that we may be able to get something from. Twerk Nation is out, yes, but we were able to take Mysterious out of the team fight. This bot is going to go back on this map, and maybe we can even deny that forward spawn to VanirQuick now.
When you see those Lucios go down, it does mean that you can't keep pushing the same amount. So, but dying does mean that the most of VanirQuick have to escape and are allowed to escape. Square up early. Forward spawns will be denied, sure, but it's still a fast recontest.
Fast recontest indeed. Kurama with that pulse really scares me, to be honest. Mapsy, no beat on that Diva. We need to turn on her. Rod FD will be taken down. Nice, huge job here from the Welsh tank. Gucci taking out Shatan. Can we do something out of it? Central Japan, we will force to bomb. Proxy is still alive. Safe. Nice! Oh my god! This pick on Central Japan just before the remake was a crazy one from Proxy, not gonna lie. 4 minutes left in the timing. Something is doable on YesYes. We need to believe, even though, just as before, no beat for Twerk Nation while Rod FD has his own. And this is going to be such a difference. Proxy has to counter with the Kitsune Rush. He won't do it. He's going to take control of the rhythm of the game. And just force VanirQuick to fall back.
Yeah, that beat's super far back, but it will allow us to get closer to the Kitsune Rush. Mysterious DP's away for a second, but the re-engage so good. Zatan with the clock, Mapsy with a melee, and it's VQ who are beginning to start to fumble.
They really
I'm
are.
sure it should have worked out that way, but remember, this was 90-meter lead at one point, now shrinking to about 40. Still, forward spawn's going to take some time, but I gotta say, this is what a comeback looks like, Boomstox.
It is definitely a spectacle. We've seen a lot in FACEIT Master so far, and this is exactly how it goes. You're absolutely right here. Overclock from Gucci with that Kitsune Rush. It's going to be such a huge amount of firepower, a huge amount of damages and Mapsy with the armor. Stays alive for a bit. Has to bomb here. Still to remake just after. And Rod FD is took down Petit Pigeon. The Belgian Prodigy just coming back into this map really strong here, confidence-wise. Forcing the recall on Kurama. Central Japan is out. A new era. This really looks like more and more like a comeback. And we do have that Death Blossom. We might have that Kitsune Rush from Proxy, who has been charging it so fast. And Twerk National C coming back really strong with that beat. 63% already. While Rod FD has, I mean, some delay, of course. Central Japan is going to be the only heal that we have. We need that Diva to be really aggressive now.
See how much value you can force, because yes, if they have a chance to go first, there's not a lot VQ can really do about it. Kitsune Rush active, pop, Rod insta-dead. That is not the start you want if you're VQ.
Ew! Proxy, who is this guy? It just gives me some London vibe, to be honest now. Who is he really? Behind the screen, nobody knows, but this guy is doing such a difference in the kill feed, in the map, with the Suzus as well, and the Kitsune Rush are just so fast. Really, Chata now going through, trying to take down Rod FD, was kinda hinting this team fight so far, getting picked up really easily by the YesYes team, and once again just going to offer himself. I don't know what is all hiding here, but this team fight, this map, it's just so strong, so weird so far. Kurama taking out Twerk Nation, that's a huge pulse, even though we on the last team fight for VanirQuick. Gucci coming back really strong in Sojourn, just taking out 2 DPS from YesYes with that beam.
Very valid push though coming through. You basically would have full completed unless Kurama just like solo kills the backline. I don't know quite how YesYes have made it this far, but I think we can agree Rod is running it down. He needs to be able to survive the neutral in this fight to get us down barrier. Otherwise, against the Bomb and Blossom both, there's a decent chance VQ take their first map loss here.
Great offensive from Mapsy, taking a great angle on Gucci. Once again, we do want that Sojourn out. We really want her out. That firepower only comes from her. Basically, Petit Pigeon will be out. Nice Matrix here from Central Japan. Mapsy is absolutely one on Diva. He won't use that bomb. We want to keep it. But while we're talking about International, just steals the bot. Yes, you noticed it before Miss Spectrion. Such a smart move here from the French main support. Of course, he has to be the French.
Of course, playing a damn sight better Rod than this map, I gotta say. Really impactful from Twerk Nation. That makes it so VQ need an additional fight to increase their distance, and they don't have the time for it. We're getting to overtime already.
Obviously, that Proxy will be taken down as well. As you said, overtime, we might have a bunch of other team fights. This Kitsune Rush was great from Mysterious. We won't have any beat though from Rod FD. This lack of support is kind of starting to worry me, Spectrion, to be honest, because as I said earlier, this part of the map is so hard to push. The height advantage that YesYes has right now is going to be so important, and that's already used by Proxy. We do have that Kitsune Rush, can be absolutely game changing. We need Kurama to find the pulse now.
Yeah, and losing your Lucio already, not the start you want. Low HP on to Twerk Nation, who almost falls. Kurama does his best, but still
he cannot take him out
as well. He does everything possible, but the beat comes through in the end. Even lands it, and YesYes able to draw first blood in this series. VQ, what a fumble! 107 meters, and they still get eclipsed.
That's the word. That's the word. They had the biggest lead, really. Just, as you said, I think 90 meters lead high was something like that. Absolutely terrifying. Everyone could have thought that it was over, but yeah, this team, especially Proxy, once again, mind-blowing on the Kiriko, able to make anything happen, really, and just turning around to Kurama was being, as we said, very valuable for VanirQuick so far. When you take that Tracer out, you're just able to do so much more, especially with that backline, just keeping Mapsy alive. We saw this guy has been really aggressive, taking some great angles on the D.Va. Now, the bad news is that we might be coming back a bit late because we don't have any jetpack at ban, I apologize, and Bastion ban. The map will be chosen by VanirQuick. We can say confidently that we're in the worst position possible for GGSS right now.
You could just like go Numbani, ban any number of tanks, D.Va for example, and then what do you do if you're YesYes? You've only found success on the Orisa, and when you're playing against the Bastion, not even that. So I think lovely they get that win, especially for the mental, for the one time, but does that convert into the series? As you mentioned, the jetpack cap ban, I think, really worrying. So glad for them that they were able to get that comeback going, and I think it did show some of the weaknesses of VQ when they don't have that pick, right? I think we see some pretty bad ultimates, some really, really early engages that are just really nicely kited by YesYes, but you can't really exploit that forever because they're just going to play Cat Bastion, and then we don't care about kiting because they're going to follow you like a rocket ship with a machine gun.
And they're really doing that so fast, as we saw earlier on the Junk Tower. I mean, this is such a terrifying sight. This Cat Bastion just going so fast, and as they're tracking you down, just going straight to your face. I mean, Proxy on the Kiriko has been doing really good, but against Cat Bastion, is there anything you can try? I don't think so. Just use the Suzu, use the TP. After that, you're down because this Cat Bastion doesn't need any cooldown really to follow you anywhere you go on that map. As you said, we might be expecting a Numbani. That would make a lot of sense according to what we've seen from VanirQuick so far. Let's see. Well, they decided to bring us a Blizzard World Spectrion. That's quite surprising.
I don't think it's a huge surprise still, but it's a little bit harder. I would be a little bit worried about hit scan angles. Emery ban, obviously you used, and so that is going to be pretty functional at checking the Cat Bastion. One thing that it does want, obviously other than the wide open sidelines, is something to play as cover. If you just sit in the skybox the entire time, someone's going to clip your wings. So you do need a building to be able to swing, you know, behind and from. Blizzard World doesn't always have that, and so if EQ wants to keep playing the Cat Bastion, I don't think this is the best pick. See how it plays out, though, and see how it's informed by the bans as well, because we do have those ready. Tracer makes sense. Kurama has been Thanos.
Makes
Kurama has been that guy.
Sense, yeah.
Lucio, I mean, you want to play Cat. Stop the opposing team from being able to kite you. These are both very good bans.
You do both really good bans, indeed. I would opt out that VanirQuick is going to be play some D.Va. I think that, yeah, Twerk Nation on the brig is much expectable. To wonder that D.Va from Central Japan, really I doubt that he's going to stick on it too long, especially if somehow we can make that break go forward. Thanks to Mapsy. It's going to be such a tough game. Kurama on the Echo. This game is going to happen in the sky. Except Shatan, there's no one. I mean, Shatan and Mapsy, maybe you could say, there's no one that can actually reach this DPS lineup.
Yeah, not at all. Kurama will be something of a weakness here. Echo has a tendency to explode if she gets looked at all. And considering how the Cat Bastion doesn't always draw attention except for when it's swinging, Kurama could be in a bit of a rough time. But then again, her strongest counter, Tracer, is also off the board. So it's going to be super interesting to see how Kurama makes it work.
Very interesting one. Sorry. I was doing something. This D.Va mirror for me really interesting. Kurama with that beam, I think might be a win condition a few times in the future against that D.Va Matrix. I'm really excited to see how the Cat Bastion does in defense though, because I didn't see that much so far. Shatan on the Ash, a character that we know is really confident on, and just Maxi tracking a Gucci, so followed himself by Central Japan. What are we witnessing tonight?
Kurama able to trade out 1-for-1. Like I said, a weak character sometimes to pressure, but the damage is just obscene. Spawns, I believe, favor the offense just slightly, but in the meanwhile, Central Japan is using the lack of a D.Va to just get stuck in. The tank buster can't bust the tank, and so the tank gets to busting. VanirQuick still alive, back in form again, but you see how much pressure, how much attention is drawn by this cat even when it's not peeking.
And playing in this inside is really smart with Nation trying to production as much as he can. Really, once again, Petit Pigeon taking down Kurama, Shatan taking down Rodevdi. This clutch from Petit Pigeon and Shatan is absolutely unbelievable here. It should not have happened, and somehow it did. The Reaper taking out Kurama is not supposed to happen on the Echo. I mean, when you look at the comp, when you look at the win condition, I think that VanirQuick has just been way too aggressive here.
Yeah, they're really looking for aggro hits. I don't think they really should be, considering they're in a comp that shoots so well. But see if they adapt or not. Second point is normally when we see these holds, especially with the Cat Bastion, I feel like it's going to be a lot more effective here. Cool. Yes, especially some strong ults. Bob, you have to be worried about. VanirQuick, still with a duplicate, you're not too stressed here.
That is going to be used really early here. Nicely booped, nicely matriced also by Central Apan. Kurama on the Reaper, duplicated on Petit Pigeon. And Kitsune Rush as well from Proxy try to force the profitable fight, let's say, on that team fight. Kurama just falling in that backline. Why would he just offer himself this way? Once again, a one team fight by GG. Yes. Thanks to that Kitsune Rush from Proxy. Once again, getting the biggest value we could get as a Kiriko player.
I think swap coming through from Kurama is good. I understand the vision behind the Mei, but I'm not sure it's ideal still. I think better than the Echo at the very least. See if it makes any differences. I guess it does.
He does.
He has no chance to play the game.
He does, yeah. I mean, Kurama just confident on that duel, as we could say. Gucci now going forward. Nice matrix once again from Mapsi. Not enough though to save Nation at the end of the day. Centrapan will also pursue this offense by his teammates. And finally a one team fight for VanirQuick here on Blizzard World. 3 minutes left for GG. Yes, that's quite comfortable, but let's not get too comfortable.
Your ult bank obviously is great, so is your opposition. Your time bank is quite long, but it also could be whittled away pretty fast as well. Kitsu engaged from Mysterious, not mirrored out. See if the defense makes it enough? Absolutely not. There's an attempt at a rally, a bomb reset, but you spent 2 ults just to stay alive.
Petit Pigeon just running away with that fake. Can we catch him? I do not think so. And that death platform, that might have been a trap. Nicely set up here by the Belgian Prodigy. Mapsi able to go further enough, far enough to actually kill Mysterious here on the Kiriko. That's such an important pick, and he's still doing an amazing job here. The Welshung just making this impact happen all by himself. Gucci trying some bombings here, force bomb on Central Apan, picked up by Petit Pigeon as well. What are we doing? Are we fumbling another map on VanirQuick side?
Okay, we dropped the Bastion in like a some sort of grenade, but it just doesn't work. I gotta say, Mysterious walking in to kill the Kiri there was grade A instant. That was terrible. You force your cleanse early, you get into 3 HP to a Blossom, which you had ult tracked, and you miss every shot. What's the... Because of that first domino, VanirQuick now 3.5 minutes on the 3rd point off the Cat Bastion. Now over to the Brig. Your strat is blown up in your face. And yes, there's a very real chance of taking us to map number 5.
It won't stick to it too long. Nice bob, nice angle here for Shatan. I saw this one. Forcing Nemesis on the wall for Kurama and Central Apan. You can count on a Blizzard. They need to pay a lot of attention on Mapsi's matrix, because this guy has to catch that Mei really. We know that if he does, this map is almost already over for VanirQuick.
Indeed. Central Apan taking 1,000,001 damage, but Mysterious, especially on new Kiri, more than capable. Enough healing that up. Friends out early. Let's kiss a Petit Pigeon once more, who will be able to back at the very least. And Ice Boat from Kurama keeps the Mei alive. All 5, also good. But I look for an engage now for YesYes before Zafin gets creative again.
Nice Suzu from Foxy. Mapsi can go so aggressive since he has the bomb now. Petit Pigeon just got the death block, and Kuchi's already out. Lack of firepower definitely for VanirQuick using 3 teammates in that team fight, which looks already lost if we're being actually honest. 3 versus 4 at GG. YesYes advantage now. Mapsi, Centravan still alive though. Facing that rally from Nation, used as a tank here, replacing Mapsi in that role. And Kurama just offering himself now after that freeze. And stay alive. Wait, is he making out? He's like winning so much time.
Yeah, it's good time to get off the bank, but it also means that when you recontest with your team, they're not going to have their Mei 4v5 here. Gucci's clock has to be pivotal, else YesYes can be finishing their opponent's map pick first down with a very healthy time bank.
As Vortex in the first place from Central Japan here. We go for the first Nemesis on both Ramatras right now. Petit Pigeon making a killing, taking Kurama out already. And Gucci with the overclock, he has to charge it really fast. He has to use it just now. Central Japan is already out of the team fight. There's nothing we can get. And Petit Pigeon just sealing the deal on the Reaper. What an offense from YesYes, who gets 1 minute 25 seconds on that Blizzard World offense. The amount of confidence I feel like we just got on that last Esperanza Runa Sapi map is still going on Blizzard World.
Yeah, I think that's a definite part of it, but I also think VanirQuick are just making really uncharacteristic, just like terrible mistakes. I think Kurama shouldn't have been on the Echo at all, to be honest. I think Venture's probably your best pick here. I know it's not
I think Echo was a great pick, but just he didn't make it work somehow. I don't really explain it. I think we just were so aggressive on Petit Pigeon's Reaper for no reason. Like, just play defense. It felt like the offense was actually led by VanirQuick on that first point at least. And then the May started really well, but as you said, not the best pick he could have got.
And then as well, I said it before, I'll mention it again, Mysterious trying to chase down the T-Vision. Appalling. That's you're gonna get torn to shreds by that in VOD. I'll tell you that much for free. That was not great. And so because of that, VanirQuick, your own attack, they've decided to do away with the Cat Bash and actually seem to be starting on something a little bit more standard. And sure, it is a good comp, but it doesn't inspire confidence to me that you've had to shift away from your own plan on your own map pick. Just take in the mirror, see if it's any better for them.
Also, we have to talk about Shatan. Just highlight his performance really on that offense, especially on that first point. Just taking out Rod FD on the Cat was so far from being respectable. I mean, this DPS lineup on YesYes has been offering that offense to their team. Absolutely mind-blowing performance from them.
Indeed. So far, it's Shatan who's getting so much damage onto the tank line. Checked with the rail, but still alive for now. BQ up to the corner pretty fast. The dynamite is beautiful.
That's a nice pick here from Nation. Gucci once again, Gucci is going so far.
5 people
on his team. I do not get that angle. I do not get that angle. Like, why would you go fishing this way?
I'm not sure, but because he does that, it's BQ who step back a minute. YesYes, who get a hold basically for free. Ults as well, significantly in the lead. No proxy with the Kitsune Rush, one you have to be extra worried about. Gucci does need to tame this over-aggression of his, especially on Soj. Just because you have that mobility doesn't mean you have to use it.
Already 85% actually on proxy. Absolutely terrifying here. He might just go so fast, while Mysterious 90% on the orbital ray. These two flexible ults might be the win condition for both teams. Whoever uses this first, and it's going to be Mysterious, might give a huge lead to his team. Petit Pigeon already out. As I said, the orbital ray making a great difference, while Mapsy uses his annihilation, trying to flip that team fight over, and he will be able to do so. What a great ultimate here from the Welsh tank. He just charged it in a sec. I was not expecting him to go faster than proxy on the Kitsune Rush, which was already also used. I apologize. So it's a great trade, but I'm not sure that it's going to be. It might be really tough in the next team fight. That's what I want.
Yeah, and speaking of time as well, 2 minutes already off the bank. YesYes basically guarantee themselves a better time back at this point, unless VanirQuick have a truly scorching fast defense after this point. And with Kurama going down, that just doesn't seem that likely. Things go from bad to worse in the VQ camp, and it feels like Blizzard World has blown up in their face.
It really is. It really is. I mean, that pick just offering that team fight already to YesYes, while we just used two huge resources actually against VanirQuick. So important now. That lead we just potentially got from the Norwegian org just lost instantly. Gucci now going to be overclocked, filtered by the Bob. We do have to melt him instantly, and that allows Central Japan to use the Nemesis, perhaps to use his Nemesis as well. Annihilation, Rally, huge amount of resources now used by VanirQuick. 3 ultimates in that team fight. We really want to cap that point, and even though we're using, as I said, this much resources, we're losing Kurama, we're losing Rod FD, while only taking out Nation from this team fight. maybe Petit Pigeon as well. He's not there anymore on the Reaper. This team fight is still winnable by any side now. While Stanley finally taking down my mysteries. They haven't got a tick yet, you're right. Mapsy doing such a great job at contesting with the Nemesis, but while it's gone, it's going to be such a tough contest for the GSS now.
Yeah, into the Blossom as you mentioned. Tries it, just Petit Pigeon. They are trying to
run away.
Ray active, and yeah, you just have to give them space. Blossom to confirm it. I said to confirm it, but there, kills through in the end. Everything works out fine. 3 minutes of time, perfectly playable. But VQ, I'm not sure that should have been that hard of stocks. They used basically the kitchen sink. Sure, they've got a clock, but now an uphill battle to try and match their opponent's bang.
I would agree with you so much, and it was so close from not going this way at all. Actually, terrifying. Mapsy, as I said, did such a great job at contesting. Sadly, just got outrun by Kurama on the Reaper. Nice death platform, ready to secure the fate of this team fight. But now, the Welsh Tank has another annihilation, and if they somehow able to make a difference happen at that choke, it's going to be so hard for VanirQuick to win any other team fight from now on, because we have no resources except that overclock, which I believe won't be enough to actually force the block from YesYes. As I said, we'll be able to make a defense happen on that choke with Shatan nicely positioned up there.
I will say, you get the Reaper, you have closer spawns, so you will be able to walk through this choke at least basically unharassed. Dynamite on the Soul Book is painful. The clock should be enough to take care of Mapsy. Gucci pulls the brakes at a strange time, and so Mapsy lives. Rod doesn't, and just as he charges the rally, VQ again.
Wow.
Just dropping their cards all over the table. And YesYes find a hold.
That's a bad one. That's a really bad one, really, for VanirQuick. Losing their overclock from Gucci. Proxy dealing Mysterious. That's some really precious seconds that we're getting for free here for YesYes. Still defending at that choke, and we do have some great resources though coming from VanirQuick. This rally might be great to counter-attack YesYes aggressivity. Le Petit Pigeon found by Kurama here on the Reaper won't be able to get as much value as he would like on the death block on the steel in that choke. Absolutely terrifying for VanirQuick. What? How did they on the rally? That was quite far from anyone, really. I'm not sure about what I just witnessed, Pecrion. Did I lose my quickcaster? I think I did, sadly.
No, sorry, I've been muted. I've moved as well.
I got that block on here for Petit Pigeon. Taking down Mysterious and Gucci, as well as Central Lapan. 4 kills from the Belgian prodigy, now tracking Kurama. He will be using a TP. After that mega, Kurama won't be able to stay alive, apparently. He won't even be able to take Petit Pigeon out. That's such a delay once again. VanirQuick going back on the Cat Bash and comb since nothing works for them so far. 5 seconds. They need to touch now.
Yeah, see if the element of surprise is going to be enough, but Gucci's peaked early, and so that is going to be no longer active.
To find the key.
They need to do something quickly because they're on a timer here. Gucci slowed, Gucci low, Gucci not yet punished, but it's bloody close.
Gucci's suffering here. What? No, nice offense once again from VanirQuick. Shatan saved by the Suzu. Petit Pigeon, Kurama both trying to make something happen on their own Reaper, but Petit Pigeon will be making the biggest of a difference on that Blizzard World. Map won by YesYes, and what a defense, what an offense as well. But I feel like the most surprising thing about this map was VanirQuick's fumble. Just like on the last map, they just seem better a lot of times, but here they're just doing so many mistakes, and that's actually hurting my eyes.
Yeah, I fully agree. They're just slipping on banana peels that are entirely avoidable. They're a better team than this, in my opinion. They played
I think so too.
reasonable comps. They're not doing anything right, and it feels like when you pick into this map specifically for Cat Bastion, I don't want to say it was guaranteed, but it would seem more likely than it would have been if you went to, for example, an Umbani like we were talking about earlier. But hey, it happens. They still have one more map to try and save this series from, but a reverse sweep here from YesYes against VQ. Listen, it's been fantastically played from YesYes, but we kind of have to talk about the VQ fumble more than anything else.
Yeah.
Because they're very close to having a lot of egg on their face.
I mean, the great news now, I mean, we've seen in my opinion, Kurama being quite invisible on that Blizzard world. He will be having a Tracer pack on that last map, on that 5th map. Oh, crazy this series was so far. Kurama losing a bit of confidence on Blizzard. The big issue here will be getting back that confidence. I think it's going to be the main issue that we might face on VanirQuick side. I mean, do we really want now to go back on the Calbashin comp, since Chatan might have found the key to actually face them? Great Ash from EMEA has been absolutely outstanding on the character. Great bobs every time, nicely timed, and I think that most of them it was in order to counter on you to actually make VanirQuick stopped in their offense. Just an outstanding job for this GSS team as well.
Yeah, I think Ash into the Juno specifically is also really effective.
Yes, it is.
You dynamite every speed ring. It's not like a Lucio where the rotates are a little bit like extra strange. But so why are we playing Juno?
I mean, that's why I asked myself. But
because with your Lucio ban, you need speed for your rotations.
Of the Lucio ban, we do. But somehow GSS did not need that at all. It worked really well for them. I do not know. Maybe we just not that confident on Juno. I mean, Mistos has been quite struggling, even though he has a great orbital ray on that first point during their offense. We're going to go on watch point Gibraltar Spectrion. What do we think about it?
Fair enough. You can really avoid basically any ground-based stuff whatsoever.
I do like that a lot.
I think it's going to be more comfortable for you. You can still play Cat Bastion here, but you can also swap over to something like a Winston if you so wish. I believe Central Japan prefers the Diva, but still, you've got the option for like Anna break stuff, essentially avoiding the whole kind of comp that you just lost on. You also have strong options for bans. Notably, you can't have your Tracer banned. I think Tracer on this map basically necessary, especially when you're playing against a team like YesYes, who will have Petit Pigeon on the Venture instead to contest the cart. I think this is a good time to go towards it.
That'd be a great ban.
But I really struggle to have faith in VQ after that map, so I'm gonna reserve saying anything too positive.
I get that a lot, Spectrion. I get that, but faith is only that. The only thing that we still have really at the moment. I mean, GGS yes, as you said, has been really strong on that like stand comps. The Ramatra, the Orisa, they've been really good on them so far, and also on the Diva comp. I mean, on Renasapi, it went really well for them. I think that Petit Pigeon the Reaper in this kind of map might be struggling a lot. Actually, I do not know what I'm saying, to be honest, because we've seen everything happen today. I feel like VanirQuick just asked not to fumble to win the map. It's really in their hands more than in GGS's hands, I feel like.
I feel like it's been a long day at the office for us.
It has been Spectrion indeed. I mean, we've seen GGSS struggling on the Diva comp, somehow winning Renasapi on this specific comp. The Ramatra has been outstanding as well from Mapsy, just feeling a lot more secure for GGSS to play this kind of stuff. And on that watch point Gibraltar, what we might be having most likely is some Diva mirror, I would say, especially since we'll be banning Hazard on GGSS. Feeling more confident on the Diva, I guess. That Kiriko ban though, Spectrum, quite interesting.
I guess they want to keep playing the Juno. I think Proxy's Kiri has been strong. He's been hitting a bunch of headshots. We know that.
Really strong,
Do you want to even try Anna? I'm kind of curious, because those are your only flexible options that are kind of valid here. Wu Yang finds you don't have the actual throughput. You don't have the range. But the Nana boost is so nice, especially with the Bastion.
It really is. Oh yeah.
So I don't know which way to go, but I feel like for VQ, it's just a target ban against Proxy more than anything else. They're just like, this man is a menace.
It really is. It really is. He really is a menace. He's been amazing. Suzu timing wise, offensive wise. This guy just can do anything he wants, really. And this Kitsune Rush that he has been using has been always really valuable for GGSS so far. The As ban. I mean, we didn't see any As from Mapsy so far. So it makes sense, even though he knows how to play the character, and actually he plays it really well. Just more confident on the Diva, I guess. He's known to be a Diva specialist since the beginning of his career, basically. Now the big question that we have on GGS's side is what proxy can play instead of Kiriko. As you said, we might have some mirror Ana on both sides. Juno is also doable. I feel like Ana is just better than anything else on Gibraltar.
Yeah, there's a reason this has been the Ana break map literally since both characters were added into the game, right? It works, it's powerful, no reason to change off it. Obviously, you mentioned the Has ban. I think it's really effective. I think Central Apan has been so good on the 1v1 in the Has trade. You just rather not give it to him at all, because like I said, he's been really like the top of FACEIT League, at least on this hero, for 4 seasons now, I want to say. Like, just stop the man from playing it. D.Va, still, he's good at, but I mean, if you're more comfortable, you might as well.
That's the issue. Like, he has been top of the league on D.Va as well. I mean, among the top of the league, he kind of reminds me of Majin, actually. Champion pool-wise. Really good on D.Va, really good on Diaz. Might be lacking a bit of Zarya, I would say. But so confident on that D.Va. Especially, this is going to be a great matchup. And as we expected, Spectrion, Brigana, as you just said. We're back with the Kurama Stressor here. Also, great news on Gucci, on the Cassidy. That will be very interesting because on Gibraltar, the lack of range that we have no hero might be an issue.
Cass on Jib always feels weird because your sight lines are kind of too short, or too long rather for the Cassidy. The Peacekeeper just doesn't have the full range, and no ability to access the high grounds means that your rotates are very complicated. That's why we often see Ashe, Freya, Sojin. They have high grounds access, longer effective range, but it does give you the ability to punish, flex DPS, and tank. So see how it works out as we get things started.
I'm also quite excited to see what Petit Pigeon can bring to the table with his Reaper on Gibraltar. Proxy already finding a value on the Ana. I mean, I guess that no matter the character is going to play, is going to, do what he does best, which means just making the teamfight happen by himself, taking some people down, taking that first pick, that's so valuable first pick, and Mysterious on his own side, nading Quotation shot, and both of them will survive. Yeah, nicely saving his flex support here. We needed that.
Almost gets the kill, does Mysterious, with the cooldowns both. Almost gets traded in return. Finding the Reaper, Mapsy out of mech and removed. Surely that means there's nothing else that YesYes can do. Still, they have the mechanics. They're going to trade back, but they're not looking for it. Walking back, falling, giving the space, and trying to recontest the last corner of first.
Gucci just finding such a great angle here. Almost dying from Proxy, who did not even get any damage from the Cassidy here. Kurama also on the Tracer, so far from anyone, any potential target of YesYes. And once again, Mr. Sleeping Mapsy on that top. Shatan nicely positioned on the Ashe, but that pillow is going quite fast for VanirQuick somehow.
Indeed. Reaper dead early. DQ able to accelerate now as Mapsy gets absolutely shredded. The Cass doing the work it was intended for. And just cut instantly. Really Eden tries it, but there's no reason to expect he's going to have any kill pressure. And VQ were pretty healthy 2 minutes on the time bank as they roll through into second. They're in a good position now, especially with your 5 ult bank, significant leads and basically everybody on your opposition. Early positioning as well. What more could you want if you're VQ?
Not really Spectrion. I mean, to me, it looks like a potential snowball now. Earlier we were talking about what a comeback looks like. Well, a snowball looks like exactly what we have in front of our eyes. Petit Pigeon slept in the first play by Mysterious. I think that fate just went a frame too late to survive that sleep from Mysterious. And then Gucci, all of them just looting at that Reaper all at the same time, giving him no chance at all. Once again, Mysterious makes the sleep happen on Mapsy, then on from Proxy. He gets nicely naded. And in this inside, the rally from Rodel is just going to avoid Mapsy to go in. My Petit Pigeon just comes through on the face.
Time to punish the Brigitte. Rod at the latter end of the rally is able to stay alive. Cart towards the end of the point. Mapsy slept means that a nade often incoming, but Kurama gets bashed and shotgunned at the same time, and so no chance. Taken care of. You needed something like that for a stabilization if you're YesYes, else the snowball would have been non-stop, but there's still a chance here for the remaining members of VQ to be a threat.
Of course. In this inside, really tough to try to get in thanks to this break from out of the on. Once again, nice net through point by Proxy here. Can he take anything out of it? Once again, Mapsy is contesting that payload. No one will be able to push it or sneak it into that checkpoint. At least not now. Rally from Turk Nation now going further into this spaceship. Can he take down Gucci? No, he can't. Nicely saved by Rodovis Park. Mapsy will be pushing this offense. We lose the mech. We lose the bomb on Central Apan. Great resources for steer by YesYes. Fate Pulse as well by Kurama. We might be losing our mind on VanirQuick.
Grenade, good punish from Maxi. Kurama, no chance after he's used the recall to try and pulse. And a lot of time off their bank there as VQ tried to hold on to a losing fight. So, I mean, they've been doing all series long and eventually lose it, right? YesYes now close to their nano boost once more. Close to a Bob as well. Sure, VQ have decent ults, but that's not going to last them that long. Especially as retaking the Cassidy feels terrible here.
It is, it really is. I mean, it just has no value until they get into the spaceship, and it's going to be such a tough position to get once again. They have to go in this inside, who has been absolutely hell for them so far, especially against Petit Pigeon Reaper and another boost on both sides. Rodevdi with the rally, with the nano rally actually, thanks to Mysterious Gucci. Once again he's out, no Cassidy anymore for VanirQuick. Number disadvantage now. Just made it even by Rodevdi. Will get a bash, will be able to get shut out of the team fight, losing the N on both sides now. Kurama with the recall will stay alive for a bit. Petit Pigeon absolutely won around that payload, and Mapsy is the only YesYes player. Somehow VanirQuick is able to pull this off, even though they will be forcing a bomb from Mapsy. Just getting a little bit more of time, and this Bob is coming at the best moment possible now. This team fight might not be over, and Mapsy is so close from that payload.
No, I think it's still pretty cooked. Eden shield mostly broken by the Deadeye. Rod does go down, sure. But Proxy, one shot, double dinged by Gucci, but you might be right. The respawns are still coming through. Jatan, low HP, boosted down eventually. Kurama takes care of the Reaper, and a long recontest, sure, but gets over the line in the end. YesYes shut down. VanirQuick, another extension, 2.5 minutes now to try and complete, but it could have been a lot longer. Remember, we rolled into second with 5 bloody minutes.
It could have been Gucci making such a great job here on, as you said, double digging Proxy out of the team fight. This one had no chance, standed no chance against Gucci's aim here. And now Mapsy going on the Zarya for that third part of the map. 2 minutes only for VanirQuick, and this is going to be such a surprise for VanirQuick, I think. I mean, Drake, Zarya, Reaper, this is a really great comp, and this might be the best YesYes comp, something that made them really successful last season, while Gucci on the nano takes down Mapsy and allows his own team to just push so much further now. Nice late to save everyone from Mysterious Central Apan with the bomb. We'll be able to remake now on that payload, and once again YesYes will be coming back with some death blow from above, most importantly for Shatan, and also the nano from Proxy. They have so much great resources, while Gucci is just Gucci.
Double thinking like that, not many people in the world do that. Gucci will, however, even while needed, even while falling back. Bob needed for the stabilization. Kurama does die, making it so VQ can't continue to press deeper into YesYes, but what a hold to find still. Now, Zarya high charge, close enough that with a nano boost, a Graviton Surge is more than possible before the overtime whip runs out. VQ, no ults, rally, sure there, but the nano boost, you need to finish up
once again from Proxy.
You're buying more
Proxy,
time, yeah.
I think he like connected 10 nades so far in this defense. Really, Petit Pigeon now nano boosted by Proxy once again. Almost French connection here. It allows this Reaper to go further into VanirQuick's backline without being scared of anything, really. Kurama still alive. A Tracer solely won't be enough to push that payload anymore. 35 seconds now. VanirQuick has nothing but that nano maybe to keep some hope, really, while Central Apan has to come back. 25 seconds. He goes on the Ramatra. This is going to be a really tough offense.
Nano, Deadeye,
so far.
Pulse. You only have one real ultimate here. Graviton Surge and Blossom both online, and you no longer have the Matrix for it. You need to get value in the pre-fight here, otherwise you're getting ulted and dispatched.
Which is one already with the moon. He will be pushing forward, taking that Getting a huge grab here from MapsI. We did not see it. And nicely followed by Petit Pigeon's test bottom here. Making Rodevdi absolutely melt before her eyes, while Proxy and MapsI are both really one on that side of the map. But they will come back so strong on Central Lap. I mean, was trying to push that payload very sneaky here. They won't be able to go at the very end of Gibraltar, but still, it's a great offense, Patreon. We can accept it, really.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be mad about that offense, whatever, if you're VQ, but considering how badly the first point went for YesYes, you've got to commend them for really locking in, because they did so much better once they were given a second to set up. The snowball looked terrible first couple of fights, but they broke down the momentum and now have a very winnable map here. Still, I would say 60-40 odds for VQ to find the holds, but we've seen them fumble before, especially on defensive starts, so I feel like anyone watching, if you're a fan of VQ or YesYes, you've got to be watching through your fingers. This game could go down to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, this series makes no sense so far, Spectrio. I can't lie. I'm ready to see anything for that offense from GGSS. Really, I really hope that the VanirQuick will be able to stand strong. I think the Cassidy in the defense can be a lot stronger than in the offense. Just because of that flash, really. But once again, we need that great timing against Petit Pigeon, especially when he goes further. We need to pay a lot of attention with Shatan on the Ash, with the angles that he gets. And we know that he's going to get these angles because MapsI, Work Nation, all of them, they're going to make their very best to give him these kind of angles. Kurama on the Tracer also, I mean, we can say has been strongly on that offense. We know the Tracer is really important on Gibraltar, especially when it comes to, I mean, force the contest on the payload at any time, and that's not something that I've seen that much from him.
No, a lot of cooldown stumps into the D.Va early, forces him back and will allow some free progress. You don't need your Tracer to force cut all the time if your entire team does it for him. Still, you can't do that every time, and a missleap means that this time, positive resource trade for VQ. Shatan finds the peak, but checked so far, so is Pigeon.
Petit Pigeon is out already. Nice defense so far from VanirQuick here. I mean, this is the win condition, basically. They need to deny this kind of cheeky offense from Petit Pigeon, from MapsI as well on the D.Va, paying a lot of attention with Proxy's nade. And when they go down there, to me, it's the scariest, really, because anything can happen. And MapsI can just fight for that top, contest Gucci's position, and when Gucci has to fall back, he just gets a lot less value, that's for sure. Huge slip once again from Proxy. He fails the nace though, but that was a great one. Weakness, to be honest. Petit Pigeon now matched by Kurama, gets the Mega, will be back in the team fight, and once again this... He has no Mega anymore. Petit Pigeon has to survive, has to leave. Nicely by MapsI and by Proxy. We got a bit scared here because in a frame, this team fight could have been really turning in a good way for VanirQuick.
Mana boost available for VanirQuick and invest it immediately onto Central Lap, and as long as he's not whipped up the high ground, surely this is converting into a kill, pushing deeper, Brig so low, still not falling even as we see Grama sync up with him. Nuke reset, attempted 7 HP, now 0, traded out for MapsI, who will be allowed to get back in there, but VQ's good fortune turn against him.
That's a big one. This payload will be going further now. Petit Pigeon the Reaper contesting that top. That's so important, and Proxy somehow just keeping him alive. Really, Mysterious failing the sleep here. He has been seen by MapsI here, already fighting for that top again. The bug from Shata, nicely once again from Proxy. Huge loot from Gucci, not much of a value, really just putting some free space for VanirQuick. MapsI is out of the team fight, will be really difficult now for both teams to get that space, and the best Brig Nano here will be on the GSS side. Somehow so confident to action here with the rally. I mean, we just had the same idea at the same time, but Action has just been more confident in himself, I feel like.
Yeah, Tanbank a little bit more healthy for VanirQuick as they got onto this stage of the map, but YesYes cannot complain at all with 4 minutes to play with. I don't need the Reaper ult, and they should be able to mitigate that with Ana and D.Va CDs both. But we've seen Pigeon find value before on the Reaper, and I've seen a reason that would change. Pulse Bomb, be great if you can stick it, but who's your target? Oh my god!
That's a very nice one from Petit Pigeon here. Central Apan, so win, but just a tiny bit too late. That Brig got absolutely absolutely assassinated here.
It feels like the Reaper just appears inside the shield, like same pixel as the bad
guy. Yeah, I think so too.
Is good, sure, but you're just so damn close. Is there even a contest? Surely you have a touch.
I mean, Kurama, he's supposed to do so. He will be tapping that point, which already out thanks to Shatan getting a great angle already. It's really such a tough team because this Ash is going to literally make anyone she sees melt. Before her eyes once again, Centralapan is out, Kurama is out as well. No firepower anymore for VanirQuick. We're going already on that last straight line. Spectre on that last P3 of Gibraltar. YesYes with some huge resources already in the pocket, such as this nano boost from Proxy who has been so strong so far. While Mister is also with a nano. Needs to find someone able, confident enough, brave enough to make the difference happen here, while we have to defend this position for 4 small minutes.
Reverse sweep, 5.5 away. YesYes, practically taste it. All they need to do, not get too nervous. Deadeye pop from Gucci, not getting any peaks, getting some defense matrix. Stabilization, I guess, from BQ, but more than that, you'd love to make some damage into Mapsies. His HP quickly drops. We've got that nuke in case needs to be added to sustainability. Oh, it's Mysterious dead! He's dead with the nano. You have to walk all the way back to spawn now.
Yes, they do. And Petit Pigeon just goes further, goes forward. Proxy still alive, was able to keep that nano in the pocket somehow. Only that bomb was used for YesYes, and this is already a potential last team fight fade here from Proxy. Allez, Part of Nation facing Centralapan's Diva. Centralapan's nano boosted Diva. Everyone just uses the same button right now on the keyboard. Centralapan burnt alive here, used the bomb, gets picked up by Petit Pigeon. Proxy dies as well, but without a tank, VanirQuick is going to have so much issues contesting this payload. And YesYes just enjoys this fumble from VanirQuick here tonight and gets the win. 3-2. What a series tonight.
You don't see a full reverse sweep every day, especially not when it plays so damn close. But YesYes, I mean, I'm so impressed to have the tenacity to stick on right after they get smacked map 2, and you lose an unfortunate map 1, but they just hold on white knuckle. They keep on playing, and because of that, they're able to get their win. They stay in contention for playoffs.
Yeah, that's not something that we would have been expecting, that's for sure. After that Legion Tower map and that so strong Passion comp from VanirQuick. Also a great Atlas map with a mistake that we highlighted actually. The Passion ban was a mistake, definitely. No doubt on that from YesYes, but somehow we're able to just, I mean, forbid VanirQuick to try it again later on Blizzard World, especially Runasapi. Just started the revolt, really. A revolution really happened. A French revolution happened on Runasapi's Patreon. Let's present it this way. The French war won over the Norwegian one. And it started on Runasapi with, as you said, such a huge lead, which is represented on the map itself, 90 meters advantage, but also in the score. During this FT3, we had a 2-0 lead with so much confidence, especially from players such as Kurama. And then some people just decided to fumble, I feel like. It started, but with Rod FT, then on B word, it was more like Kurama was just finding no value at all as a flex DPS. And on Gibraltar, it just felt collective, really. And Proxy, even on Diana, finding a value. That's just, they had to pop off, and he did.
I mean, you have to pick a man of the match. You have to pick a stand-up player. Surely it's Proxy, right? I mean,
definitely.
You get to the point where you're getting target banned on Kiri of all things, map 5,
Indeed.
and you still roll up and still diff your opponent. Like, what more do you have to say? I'm super impressed by what Proxy brought to the table here. Looking forward to seeing what more he's got in the playoffs of FACEIT Master Division. But also, if you're VanirQuick, guys, you can't be letting games like these go away. 3 opportunities to close it out. 3 opportunities. They don't look that great. It's not inspiring for the future.
Yeah, good news is that no matter the score tonight, I do believe that we are qualified for the playoffs. That's a great news. That's something we can be happy about. The seeding though might be a bigger issues, of course, but let's take it step by step. Now, need to prepare for the playoffs. Spectrio, that's going to be a lot of work for sure for the VanirQuick players, but let's hope for the best.
Yeah, all we can do. But I do think that's all we've got here from the VanirQuick stream. So thanks so much for Lego Left for doing the production, but has been on the observing. And of course, Boomstocks, so much for joining me, man. That was an absolute blast.
Thank you so much, man. It was a blast. Really had a lot of fun tonight. And as I said, I was really excited to cast with you for the first time. Let's say that you did not disappoint me at all. We had such a great series as well. Thank you to the FACEIT League for offering this kind of show to us. Thanks to VanirQuick for hosting us this weekend. See you guys next time. Take care of yourself. Take care of your close ones. Bye-bye.